और चलिए सीधा आपको सहयोगी चैनल फर्स्ट इंडिया के पास ही चलते हैं।
Justice Mahendra Goyal, Secretary General, other distinguished former Chief Justices and Judges of the High Courts, learned Advocate General, learned Additional Solicitor General of India, Registrar General, other officers of the Rajasthan High Court, Member Secretary, Rajasthan State Legal Service Authority, along with his entire team of the SALSA, very distinguished judicial officers of the Rajasthan cadre, members of the State Administration of Government of Rajasthan, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, friends from media, Khama Ghani, warm greetings to all of you. It's an immense pleasure to be here, and right at the offset, I must commend the Association of Retired Judges of Supreme Court and High Courts of India and the Rajasthan State Legal Service Authority for convening such a timely and necessary dialogue. In my experience, the distance between a good idea and a good event is rarely short. It demands conviction, coordination, and a great deal of unglamorous work. That distinguished jurists from across the country have assembled here under one roof to deliberate on a question of genuine national consequence is testament of that sustained effort which we propose to initiate. Similarly, there is something fitting about gathering in Jaipur to speak of wisdom, experience, and the passage of time. Ladies and gentlemen, Rajasthan is a land that knows the value of preservation. Its forts preserve memory, its stepwells preserve life. Both remind us that what endured across generations is not to be set aside, but drawn upon with gratitude and care. Rajasthani tradition has long held that the counsel of those who have walked the furthest path of life is not merely respected, but actively sought in moments of turbulence. It recognizes that experience is not an ornament to be admired from a distance, but a resource to be drawn upon when judgment matters most. As the old saying goes, the elder who has seen both the drought and the harvest carries with him a depth of understanding that no young farmer, however capable, can yet possess. It is in that very spirit that I join you all today, not to merely preside over a ceremony of inauguration, but to initiate a deeper and more enduring conversation about continuation. When a judge retires, we arrange a function, we garland them, we present a shawl, and we speak warmly of decades of distinguished service. Then we quietly assume that the show will go on as usual even without them. The chamber is vacated, the files are handed over, and we move on. However, that critical assumption is, in my opinion, among our most wasteful traditions. For the robe may be retired, the judge never is. It is a truth universally known that once a judge is always a judge. And it is in that unwavering conviction that this national conference stands here. When the organizers asked me to frame an agenda for today's event, I couldn't help but recommend discussing the role of former judges in advancement of ADR and awareness of laws for common masses. Two causes which both very close to my heart. Firstly, let me speak of this alternative dispute resolution. I have never been comfortable with this expression actually. I have never used the word alternative because it carries an unintended hierarchy, as though the real pursuit of justice occurs elsewhere and these mechanisms exist merely as substitutes. I have rather insisted before and once again, let us retire that word along with misconception it carries. Mediation, lok adalats, arbitration, conciliation. These are not the back door to justice. For millions of Indians, they are the only door. In other words, these avenues are not a supplement to the justice system. They are at their finest justice itself, delivered in a language the people understand, at a pace the people can live with, and at a place the people can reach. I appreciate Honorable Chief Minister when he said कि किसी भी मुकदमा में कोर्ट जाने से पहले आप मीडिएशन को, लोक अदालत का दरवाज़ा देखिए और उस माध्यम से अगर आपका सुलझाना होता है तो आपको दोबारा कोर्ट जाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. And here, precisely here, is where each one of your lordships comes in. I am here today to invite you once again into the service of the Republic, because what former judges carry is something no institutions can manufacture by notification, no committee can replicate, and no training program can compress into a syllabus. Your lordships carry not merely knowledge of law, any library can offer that. You carry knowledge of people, decades of reading human nature across every stratum of society. Like the rural litigant whose entire life savings are bound in a single acre. The family whose fracture runs far deeper than any property dispute can express. The first generation entrepreneur navigating commercial waters into a chart. You have presided over their most desperate moments. That accumulated wisdom, that rare convergence of law and legal precision and human understanding is irreplaceable. And right now, I believe a great deal of it is being left idle. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason we turn almost instinctively to former judges when we need senior mediators or arbitrators. It is not convention and it is not courtesy alone. It is because a former judge who walks into a mediation room carries an authority that no government circular, no legal aid brochure,